Hello everyone, we are learning about TinyLetter today. We'll be creating newsletters this week. And so to do that, we need some sort of management system. And we're going to use one called TinyLetter. Now it's a subset of MailChimp. MailChimp has a lot more features, as do some other ones like MailerLite and other ones that we can explore later. But this one will do all the functionality we want it to so we can understand how to put together a newsletter and how to distribute it. And then of course you can move on to other tools as you wish. So what you need to do is sign up to a TinyLetter account at tinyletter.com. Set up your account. I've been using my Gmail. I set up just for this class, my 320 DMCC. I would suggest you use the same thing so you can keep track of it. So when you first log into TinyLetter, you're going to come to your profile. It's up here under your name. Go to your profile. And there's very important that you fill this whole thing out. So your username, and this is, however you signed up, your username, first and last name. Why this is important, you're going to learn in one of the lessons from HubSpot, is that we have to comply with some governmental regulations for what information is available on the bottom of our email when we send it out, so people can unsubscribe and so it's clear who it came from. So this is critical to put it in. Put in your email address you're using. So this is my Gmail I'm using for this one. Same thing, your address that needs to be in there. That's part of the legal part for the criteria for your email. You can connect it to your Twitter account if you want. It's not necessary, but you can certainly do that. Now, this is important as well. This is your newsletter name. This is what will appear at the top of your newsletter. So make sure you give it a name that you want. This is also the description that will appear on your newsletter. So make sure you spend some time, give it a proper description. And then this is just the blog spot, the website where your subscription was when people actually subscribed to it. So that's your website that you created. Okay, a couple other things. I like to be emailed when people subscribe, and so they're going to email to the email that you put in here, which is the Gmail I put in here. And also show sent messages on your archive page. You want to do that, and I'm going to show you later why that's going to be important for you to do as well. Okay, so once you're done with that one, go ahead and save it. And we're going to move on to the next thing, which is to design your subscription page. Now, this is the one where we're going to design it initially, and then we're actually going to embed it on our blog, but we'll do that later. So here it is under design, and then you have a subscribe page. And this information it's populated with was stuff you already put in when you put in your profile. So it's got the name of the newsletter, who it's by, what it's about, and then it automatically creates a subscription place where people will put in their email so they can subscribe. Now you can go in and you can change the background, remove the background image, change the colors to something you want. It's fairly limited, but it does give you different fonts that you can choose if you want to choose something else, etc. Colors, you can change the colors. Now views just shows you when someone subscribes. This is the form they'll go to. When they've successfully subscribed, then this is what it will look like. Check your email to click the confirmation link, so that's what they'll see. If there's an email where they already subscribed, it will tell them they already subscribed to it. And lastly is an invalid email, so their email isn't correct. So it just shows you what those will look like. Okay, so that is your subscription page. And we'll look at our confirmation email. Now, this is important. In the email subject line, this is what is going to be sent to someone when they subscribe. So you're going to put whatever you want here in the email subject. So I put, please confirm your email address for 320 DMCC, or I should put the whole newsletter name. Now, you don't have to change this at all. This automatically fills this blank in when it sends it to them. Click the link below to confirm your prescription. It's auto-fill, so don't worry about changing that. Same thing, confirmation page, this auto-fills, so you don't have to do anything about that. So save it if you like the way it is. Okay, and there we go. So that's our subscribe page, our confirmation email, and your unsubscribe page as well. Again, this is pre-filled out for you. You don't have to do anything to it. So if someone unsubscribes, this is the message that they're going to get. All right. So that is under design, subscription page, confirmation email, etc., etc. Okay. Now I'm going to go to this share. Oh, let's go back here. Go to the share button. And this is where the link is to your subscription page. So this is the exact link. This is an embed code, and we're going to later use this embed code to embed this on the subscription page in your Blogger website. So if I copy this, and now if I go up here and paste this in, you'll see it. There it is. There's my subscription page. Okay, and people subscribe, and we'll do that later. So let me close that. Okay, now we need to make our newsletter. So TinyLetter is really no frills. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. It's very basic. And so one of the important things is you will be copying and pasting some of the content from your blog posts. So what we'll be doing is taking 3 of our blog posts, and we'll be taking probably the headline and lead paragraph, doing a slight bit of rewriting and turning that into a newsletter. So let me, for example, show you this newsletter right here that's already completed. So you see I've got 3 articles. It has the intro paragraph and a link to keep reading and a photo. There's the second one, link to keep reading and a photo. Third one, a link to keep reading and a photo. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off here and put it into TinyLetter just to see, so you can see how this works. So let me paste that in here. So, and the subject line, of course, that was going to be whatever you want to make your title. So if you look back over here in this one, it was Smart Video School number 2 because I was experimenting. But on this one, of course, you probably want to put the name of your newsletter. But I'm going to put this one in here just so you know what it is. So whatever the name of your newsletter is, I'm going to put newsletter. All right, make it public, yes. Okay, so here I have this part. Now, just to be clear, the formatting in TinyLetter is not great. So anything you copy and paste, I would first go over here to this button right here, and that gets rid of all the formatting. Okay, so turns it right back to where it was. So now I'm going to go back in, I'm going to make a space there. So here's my headline, going to highlight it, go in here and make it a heading number 1. So heading number 1, there we go. And then this next part, I'm going to highlight it, go back in, and I'm going to just say this is normal. All right. And this, to keep reading, I'm going to highlight that, and I want to click directly back to this blog post, how to shoot and edit a profile. So go over here, here it is. So here's the actual link to it, how to shoot and edit a feature profile. And I've highlighted that and go ahead and make it a hyperlink. Paste that in there. Super. It's a URL. Click OK. Super. Okay. The next bit is I want to bring in a photo. So click on the photo. And I already have this one in there. I'm going to select this one. Now you need to change your height and width before you bring it in. It won't let you adjust it after it's in. So 500 by 343 is what I want. Keep the aspect ratio. Make sure you put some alternative text. So actually alternative text, Paperboy is fine, but I'm going to put some alternative text that will go with the actual story. So I'm going to put feature profile. Okay, and there's the link to where it's from. That one actually is pulling from my blog post. And no alignment for this one on me on this one. So I'll click and insert it in. And there it is. And then I like to, because again, there's not a lot of formatting here, this will put a line in here. So I'm going to separate it. There you go. So there's that one. Okay, you keep going through, and when you get all done, then it's going to look something like this. So you'll again have the intro paragraph. You're going to have to do a little rewriting. You notice here I click the link below for some easy to follow tips for creating a feature profile. So obviously that wasn't in the blog post. So you do a little rewriting to make it work, to get people to click to go to the blog post. Okay. And again, you'll notice in the next one here, same thing, click to learn more about sources of free music. So again, a slight bit of rewriting. Make sure you write it so it makes sense in the newsletter and it isn't directly copy and pasted exactly from your blog post. It can almost be exactly the same, but just tweak it so it makes sense. So when they click there to read more, then it goes to the full blog post and it makes sense for whatever they're doing. Okay. Okay, so that one's all done. So I go back in here. This is now currently in a composition mode. And if I click over here, if I go down and save it, I can save it as a draft. So I'm going to go ahead and save it now. And there it is. All right, now let me go to all my draft messages. I should have 2. Let's see, drafts. There we go. All right, let's click on this one. So here's my draft. There we go. Click on that one. So there's my draft. Again, I can go back and edit it if I need to. Okay, so If you click send now, it's going to send out your newsletter immediately to everyone who subscribes. You can send a preview to yourself, and I suggest doing this so you can see what it looks like. So if you click on send preview, it's going to send it to your email address. So let me go ahead and click the send preview. It's going to send that. And I'm going to go over here to one of my other accounts for my Gmail. There it is. And you'll see that it's going to have sent it right here. Here's my preview. And it looks safe. And here's what it looks like. Okay, we'll talk about these things up here later. But that's what the preview looks like. So if you like it, great. If you don't like it, you can go back to some changes. This particular one, I haven't tweaked all the fonts. So you'll notice I got a variety of fonts in here. So I probably want to change that before I send it out. So that lets me know what it's going to look like in someone's email. So that's the preview. All right. So compose is where you actually compose a message, put everything in there. And then you can save as a draft. Great. Super. Okay. And now once you've sent one, I'm going to click here on send. So I've sent one message out. This one I've already sent. So I've sent it out to everyone who subscribes. I'm going to click on it and it gives you some information. So I sent it out to a couple of emails that I have and it gives you some cool information. So the look of it isn't exactly how it looks in the email, as you can see. So this is, basic look of it, but it doesn't look quite the same. So it's got 3 opens, 2 unique opens. So 2 of the opens, I got 3 opens. I opened it from the same email address twice. I went into the email or into the newsletter and clicked on the link. So I've got 12 clicks and 2 unique clicks. That's because it came from 2 different people. So it knows, what web address or what email I came from. Okay. So great stuff. That's a sent one. Okay. Now I'm going to go over here to subscribers. You'll see here I have 3 emails, and these are ones where I've subscribed to it myself, and I can actually click on one. So let's go to the first one, and you'll see this one hasn't done anything, but I can write some notes about that particular subscriber. So let me go back to one that will have some information. So this one has 1 open, 1 unique open, 3 clicks, and I can make some notes on that as well. All right, and then let's see, replies. This is if someone replies directly to your email. Obviously, no one has done that, so I don't have it yet. And of course, there's where the sent one is. Now, the cool thing is once you send one out, an email or a newsletter, if one of your subscribers subscribes after you send it out, then once you go to your subscribers, it will let you know. Actually, I'll give it right down here at the bottom, and it will say this email hasn't been sent out to these subscribers. So you can send it out to them after the fact if you want to. Okay, so let's see. We looked at subscribers. Then the other thing I want to look at on here is, yes. So you're going to need to send a link to both your landing page, your subscribe page, which is here, and also to your email, which you're going to need to send it out. So it'll be in the send mode here. So let me show you how to get to both of those. So first one for the subscribe, go to share, and it's this address right here. That's your subscription form. So under share, your subscribe form link, and that's what you're going to turn in. So let me go back here and I'm going to paste it in, and there you go. You're going to see the subscription form. So that's what it looks like right now. Okay, now this isn't so tricky, but I go to send. I'm going to click on this one. There it is. There's the one that I've sent out. Now it's got this little button, show in letter archive. So let me click that up there. Okay, this is all the emails or the newsletters that I've sent. And so I only have one that I've sent from here. It would show every email newsletter you've sent. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. And there it is. There is the actual newsletter. It's got this funky background, but it looks pretty much like it would look in the email. So that's where the web address is for your newsletter. Go ahead and click on that. If I go ahead and open up a new tab and paste it in, then that's what you'll submit in the assignment. Okay. So let's review that again. Go to send. So make sure you send your message, and you can put in one of your email addresses to make sure you've got a recipient, or you can subscribe to it. Once you've created your subscription page, go ahead and type in your email and subscribe. Make sure it works. Okay. Then go to sent. Click on the newsletter. Look at it here, show in letter archive. Click on that button right there. And here's your sent newsletter. So you're going to need to click on that. And there is the web address for your archives newsletter. So copy that and paste again over here. and you'll have access to your newsletter. There it is. Okay. Now, a little bit later on, we're going to come back in and go over to our subscription page and learn how to do that. So let me pull that up. So right now you have a subscribe to newsletter page that's blank. So here it is. Look, I've put this one in here. It's really simple to do in edit mode. We'll copy and paste the HTML code in there, but we won't worry about that for this particular assignment. We'll do that later. Okay. So overall, Tiny Newsletter, make sure you sign up. Make sure you fill out the complete profile. Then set up your subscription page under the design. Put together your subscription page. Compose your newsletter. Remember that TinyLetter is not really great at having a lot of cool fonts and other things. So anytime you copy and paste something in, definitely use this button to remove all the formatting and then just use the basic formatting here. So it's not going to be beautiful, but it will definitely work. And your newsletter should look something like this. Pick 3 of your blog posts that you've created and pick the intro paragraph and headline, tweak it a little bit, put in a photo, and that will be your newsletter. Okay. And then it gives you some information. Once you send it out, you get some reports that you can get from how many people have subscribed. It's really great that way and pretty easy to use. And then remember, when you turn it in, then you're going to go back to, well, I have so many open. Let me close some of those out. There we go. So you go to Sent, click on your newsletter, the newsletter that you sent, and then Show in Letter Archive. And there it is. There's the newsletter that you've sent, and there's the email address, not the email, the web address that you'll submit. And then also under subscribe page is share right here where your subscription page shows up, and that's the web link that you'll turn in for your subscription page, for your landing page. All right, I think we've gone over enough. Hopefully you've got some information about TinyLetter, how you can use it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with your newsletters, and I will talk to you next week. Have a great week.